وسهلا بكم من جديد في برنامجكم الأسبوعي رؤيتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات. Dear viewers, welcome again in your weekly program My Vision. Every week we host a new guest, a new success story from the United Arab Emirates. A success story came from India to the Emirates 20 years ago. Our guest from this week is Mr. Arun Tuli. Mr. Arun, good morning. It's our pleasure to host you in our program. My
Good
first
morning.
question,
Good
Mr.
morning.
Arun, can you
Yeah.
introduce yourself?
My name is Arun Tuli, as you already said. I am an Indian. I came to Dubai maybe 35 years back, and then I started working with a big group of companies over here known as Al Futtaim Group, everybody knows. And then from Al Futtaim, I got an opportunity to join Royal Gulf, which is this company that we are talking about. And in Royal Gulf has been there for about 28 years now. Okay.
Mr. Arun, what was the first time you came to the Emirates? What was the reason for this visit?
Oh, well, from India that time it was, the place to come, Dubai was the place, and unfortunately I got a chance. So immediately after qualifying as a chartered accountant from India, I came here and started working with the Al Futtaim Group. And then after about 7 or 8 years, I changed my job to Royal Gulf, where I came in as a partner in Royal Gulf along with an Italian company which is known as Mekar. So we started this operation 28 years back.
Mr. Arun, why did you choose United Arab Emirates?
Well, the United Arab Emirates, there is no other better place than that. I mean, I'm talking about, let's say 28 years back, we could see that this place started growing, and our guest was absolutely right. You can say that the way the country has grown, no other country in the world has grown so fast, and the infrastructure and the vision of the rulers of UAE, absolutely the number one in the world.
Mr. Arun, where did your business idea came from?
See, my partners who are an Italian company, they are there in the air conditioning manufacturing company for the last 45 years. So it's a 45-year-old company. And they were very highly successful, very high quality air conditioning made in Italy. So they wanted to spread their wings, and fortunately I came into contact with them, and then we decided that, okay, this is a good venture, let us start this business here in the UAE. So it was that initial thrust was coming from Italy, and we joined hands together, and today we have done very well. I can tell you some success stories of our company.
Has the corona pandemic affected you, and why?
Fortunately for us, the corona pandemic did not really affect us so much, except because, as you know, air conditioning is going to continue. In fact, it is actually the focus on our business after the pandemic has grown a little more, because people became conscious that the quality of the air that you breathe indoors is more important. You see, so far we are all thinking that the quality of the food and the quality of the water should be pure. Now people are thinking that quality of the air is also very, very important. And air conditioning is nothing else but improving the air quality. It is not only about cooling the air. Air conditioning is about improving the quality of the air in the indoors. So now for us, really the pandemic is affecting maybe in a little positive manner, where people are now buying more good quality air conditioning equipment.
Mr. Arun, what are the challenges that you faced during your career as a private business owner, and how did you solve or confront them?
Oh, well, there have been many challenges, and in our case, our business is such a sort of big business that to complete one transaction or one particular sale, it requires at least 6 months, because we sell our air conditioning to a project. So the project and every air conditioner we sell is actually tailor-made for that project. So you can understand, once I have to get the order from them, then I have to manufacture. It takes 3 months or something like that, and then after that I have to collect the money. That takes another 3 months. So about 6 to 9 months is where we spend. So this is a huge challenge in that. Every aspect there is challenge. In fact, if I try to break it down, there are 20 challenges that we have to, 20 stages that we have to pass through before I can do one sale. So it's like I told you, manufacturing, then ordering to Italy. So I bring everything from Italy, then we assemble it over here. Then we sell it, dispatch it to the company who is my customer. So the biggest challenge, I would think, is to actually ensure that the money is collected in the end. That is the biggest challenge.
Mr. Arun, in your career, there were some people who support you in your success. Is there a specific person you want to thank?
Yes, sure. My success of my person is right here. You can see this is the Italian, Mr. Francesco. He's the Italian who was instrumental in trusting us and starting the business over here. I'm a partner with him now, and so I would like to thank Mr. Francesco. This is one. Second, I'd like to thank the Dubai government, who has been so I would think so easy and so transparent that I have not faced any problem from the government side so far. Unlike in other countries, I'm told there is a lot of problems, etc. Not easy to start a business, but here we started everything properly, and all through the way everything has been smooth.
Mr. Arun, how do you stand out from your competitors?
Okay, this is a very easy question to answer, because we are a high quality air conditioning company. You'll be surprised to hear that we have supplied our air conditioning equipment to all the most prestigious jobs in Dubai or in the Middle East, I would think. For example, the Burj Khalifa, or let's say the Burj Al Arab Hotel, or the Museum of the Future, which you see right now. So all these air conditioning inside those buildings, prestigious buildings, is done by Mekar. So,
Mr. Arun, how is your relationship with employees, and how do you maintain this relationship?
Relationship with who?
With the team.
Our
employees,
team.
Yes.
Oh, employees. Okay. Well, when we started with about 10 employees in the company 28 years back. Today we are 112 employees, and my relationship with them is the best in the sense. Today, most of the 112 employees, if you ask any one of them, they will say, I'm staying here because Mr. Arun is looking after us. You can call anybody here and he will say the same thing.
Right. Mr. Arun, what are your future plans for your company?
We have very, very good plans. I will tell you two products that we have researched and we have started manufacturing those products in the UAE. One of the products is now in this office where you're sitting. As I told you, we have improved the filtration. It's a new filtration system which is called as an electronic filter. So this electronic filter removes all the PM particles or the particulate matter inside the air, inside the room, because of which the virus cannot travel from one place to another. So this is one of the products that we are now manufacturing in UAE. Actually, my son is done the research on that, and he's an engineer from Canada, and he's working on this, and within 2 months or 3 months from now, that product will be all in the market. So this is one of the new things that we are going to do. Another thing that we are doing is to manufacture what is called as a smart air handling unit. Now this smart air handling unit is a unit which will do the air conditioning of existing buildings where the air conditioning is not so good. We can just replace the existing air handling unit with this smart air handling unit, and without, you can say, with about 50% of less energy, the cooling will be the same amount produced. So this is a new concept which we are introducing. Maybe in the world this will be one of the smart AHUs.
Great.
So this is the future that we are looking at for the.
Mr. Arun, what advice do you give to young people who are going to work or start a new business in UAE?
Well, I will say to everyone that this is the place to start a business, because the regulations, rules are all supporting business people. So the other most important thing is that the trust and the faith that you can have on the UAE rulers is absolutely without any doubt. So I would think if somebody is thinking of starting a business anywhere in the Middle East, Dubai is the place.
Mr. Arun, what are your expectations for Expo 2020? How it might affected your industry?
Expo 2021, I hope it'll be a big success. The reason, or the way I am looking at it, is that this will bring a lot of attraction into UAE. UAE will be showcasing, people will come here and see the infrastructure of UAE and how good this place is. And with new ideas and all, I think a lot of big companies may start manufacturing or investing in the UAE after they have come over here. So I think this is going to be a showpiece for the UAE, and we are proud to be over here at that time.
Mr. Arun, a word of thanks of the UAE and those in charge of it for the blessing of security and safety.
Well, I've traveled a lot everywhere in the world, and I believe that the best place in the world to live in is the UAE, for sure. I'm not just saying for the sake of it. This is definitely the best place. You can compare it with maybe Singapore or maybe London, but I prefer this place still, because the UAE is the place where the East meets the West, and things are so good thanks to the rulers of UAE. They are highly progressive, I feel, because everything is almost the best over here. So you talk about buildings, you talk about air conditioning, which is our industry, we could talk about food, you talk about the communication, you talk about the road infrastructure. The ultimate, it is absolutely the best, and I think this is the future land for the world. And I am very, very sure and very positive that with the leadership in the UAE, this place is going to prosper much more than what people are imagining. And I can tell you also that there was a time where something happens. There is, like in 2008, there was a financial crisis. People say, "Oh, Dubai is dead now. Dubai is a problem place." Similarly, whenever there is any issue, people say Dubai is dead. But you can see now how Dubai is coming back. And now pandemic, you see in the pandemic also, I believe that Dubai has performed the best. Yesterday I met friends who have come from the UK. They said, "Oh my God, thank God I'm here. You guys are living a nice life." Because in the pandemic in UK, for instance, everything is locked down and people cannot move out. But here we're leading a normal life. There was pandemic for 2 or 3 months, I think, where we had to lock down. But after that, life is sort of coming back to normal. I feel it is normal.
Alhamdulillah, we are living in Dubai.
Yes.
At this end, Mr. Arun, we are the family of My Vision program. We would like to welcome once again our guest for this week, Mr. Arun, the owner of the company Mekar. Thank you very much for your wonderful hosting, Mr. Arun.
Welcome. Thank you very much for all of you to come over and spend your time here.